I personally am interested in hearing any anecdotes, stories that you may have, or lessons that you learned or perhaps were able to teach others on the value of being a woman in the workplace. This extends from my curiosity about your experiences with sexism in the workplace.
I think it's a very different situation, generally speaking, comparing now and when I was just starting out my career. After my degree, I went back to Korea thinking, I would be welcomed and to become a faculty member at any of these universities. Boy, was I wrong, and they were so blatant about the discrimination. I would go put my application and the admin officer was, we would never expect women to apply for this. And these are just university teaching positions, right? So for about 3-4 years, I was what we called 폿다리 장사, lecturer, getting very minimum pay. I think there is, of course, much less blatant sexual discrimination here in the States, Korea, and the United Nations. I think the United Nations at this point is leaning the other way. Under the leadership of the Secretary General, he's really making a push to give women places of prominence. He will not take any recommendation for any senior position that doesn't include a women candidate. And if you do, he will most likely go for the women. So managers really try hard to go after qualified women candidates. And I don't have the exact numbers, but he's really, changed the looks of this top leadership of the UN. But I think there is a lingering which is very difficult for me to do. And I think it's probably the same with you, Vivian. There's a little bit of in the back of my mind, there's this constant questioning of, am I being treated this way because I'm a woman? Plus, am I being treated this because I'm a Korean and an Asian? When you're dealing with, when the going is good and everything's working out, great collaboration, none of that. But when the going gets tough, you don't get what you want, there are conflicts and disagreements, and you're being let down. You get this question, is this because I'm a woman and I'm a Korean? And I really have to try hard to, not to read meaning where there is no meaning. Basically, when the other side has said something, to take that at face value, and not to be suspicious, not to second guess what he or she is saying. I think that's a very unhealthy way to work on a daily basis. But it's so easy to get into that, and I've seen so many colleagues get into that mind trap, and you become psychotic in the end.